What's up, guys? This is Bullva the Fell-Handed, and today we are in an E-75 Tier 9 German heavy tank on Runeberg Standard Battle. The greens have spawned on the southern side of the map and the reds have spawned on the northern side of the map. Now guys, typically if you were in a heavy tank, you want to head towards the primary areas of contention, which is more often than not going to be the city. Occasionally, if for example the cap is at E0, then yes, you're going to see some action if you go over there. However, most of the heavies that go on the wide open flanks get picked apart by mediums and artillery, so you need to stay in the zone of your strong suits, and your strong suits is brawling, side scraping, hull down, situations like this. And prior to contrary belief, heavy tanks push. I understand there may be a need for capping if you're 2 tiers down, however, we are not. So, we're doing the right thing, and we are pushing. Now, you need to be a little cautious here, guys, when you're doing some peekaboo. You don't necessarily want to go out there and pull out in front of 5 or 6 enemies who are just waiting to blast the first thing that comes around the corner. So, the correct thing would be to do is just try to set up a good side scrape if space allows. That's what a lot of people have to understand, is you just can't side scrape every single place. What if you are in a small alley and there's 3 tanks beside you? Well, you can't exactly side scrape, because then you're going to get locked up. You're not going to be able to back up properly because they're going to be bumped into you. They're not going to let you move, so it's just one big headache. Another aspect of that is knowing when to push. We have this clunker is what I call them, just went around the corner there and tried to do a little work, and you know, we're going to follow his lead and see if we can't get some pins early on in the game. And the idea here is, guys, we want to try to do some damage early on in the game so we don't really have to carry that hard halfway through, if you catch my drift. We still want to stay hull down. We're making a lot of movements right now. We're going to put a round right there. Go ahead and just put one in him. We took one. I think it went on our right hand side, but that's fine. We still have plenty of HP left, and now we are going to move up and engage. We are loaded. We are running AP. The armor piercing penetration on the E-75 is running at 246. That's 246 millimeters of average penetration for your gun. APCR, of course, goes through the roof. Not that we need it. There's nothing very, very tough ahead of us. We have a lot of lower tier tanks, which should be easy kills, as you just saw. Excellent shot right there. Now we're going to go ahead and reload, take a little pause right here, and then we're going to reposition up to the front of the pack. And guys, as long as your tank is reloading, you're essentially useless, so just keep that in mind. Unless you're in a bat chat and you're repositioning and you're empty, you know, don't advance if you're empty. Moving on. We put a good shot in the side of M103 right there. We're going to go up here and see if we can't duplicate it. We are playing extremely cautiously. We don't want to give up too much too soon. The game is moving into its adolescence and we need to get some damage. We go around the corner and put a round into his upper plate. We were firing down on it because of the angle he had backed himself into. So an easy kill for us. We're going to go ahead and reload the gun and start moving on their cap area. Now if you look at the top of the screen, so far the teams are fairly close as far as tanks go. We lead by 2, but if any one of you has played any number of games, then you understand, my constant viewers, it can go either way very, very quickly. We make a clutch shot right there, and it ends up going south, but that's fine. You know, we didn't really risk anything. We didn't lose any health, so it's fine. And most of all, we were running AP, so we didn't lose any considerable silver. Now, we are checking our left there just to see if anybody's going to creep up on us. And that's one thing you have to be very wary of, guys, in heavy tanks, is to see if anyone is pushing up on your sides. So we pull up a moment ago and fire through the little gap right there, And we did a clutch shot. We're going to try to aim it in a little bit more this time and end up bouncing or missing totally. But, you know, that's fine. Once again, like I said, we're not losing any HP. We're not taking any risks. So far, everything has been peachy. Moving on. We're still trying to have kind of a 1v1 situation with this gentleman right here. He puts a round in us, and it looks like it bounced off. Moving on, we're going to go ahead and back up here and go ahead and just get in a good position where we can put some fire on this guy right here. He's coming around. He is either eager for death or thinks he has an easy kill. We rush the shot, derp it. The idea here is he is coming around to clip us out. And gosh darn it, it looks like he's going to do it. We're going to kind of try to back up, reposition. We connect one right there, and it looks like he's kind of fumbled a few of those shots. Didn't really have the ammo capacity to clip out an E-75. So he is in fact in trouble now. We put a round in him, we tracked him, and then now, you know, we have the allies coming from his 6 o'clock. He is definitely in trouble. He will never get another reload, at least not in this game. We're going to go ahead and finish him off there, earning us a 4th kill. Now, the game is... We have passed the adolescence of the game, and we are in full in-game mode. We have 4 enemies remaining. We outnumber them still yet, but you have to be cautious. Now, we are low health. Our weapon, our primary cannon, is damaged. There's not going to be a whole lot of accuracy there. So what shots we are going to connect with, we're going to have to move in close. So we have to be cautious of that. We have to be aware of it. And, you know, the issue here is what to do. Should we cap? We don't really have a lot going on as far as our cap area. We have 1 remaining green who looks like he is in trouble, and the rest of our forces are kind of spread out. So in this case, jumping on the cap is the correct move. Some people always scream don't cap. I disagree. I think there's a certain time to cap and there's a certain time not to. And this is definitely one of those situations. You have enemies knocking on the door to our cap, and we are nowhere near that location. And as far as trusting the greens to be greens, I would say no. Do not trust the greens with cap defense. If there are an equal number of greens and an equal number of reds, assume the reds are going to overtake the cap. You will be a much, much happier World of Tanks player if you make that assumption, because 9 times out of 10 it will be correct. So right now we're just essentially just waiting. We are holding position. We are scanning to see if anyone comes up. The only person who can really even has a chance of knocking us off this cap is the light tank. And you know what? That's fine. There is little to no chance that light tank will penetrate us, unless of course he gets around the side or rear, which is what light tanks do. We ended up capping the base, and we essentially just won the game for the rest of the team. Guys, if you liked this game, this is footage from ByzantineFalcon's amazing E-75 game, 3144. His link and other links are in the description below. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. We'll see you next time.